My name is Mike Landry. I'm the chaplain for Evergreen Catholic Schools, and this is the first in what I hope is going to be a nice long series of videos helping get ready for Sunday Mass. Because one of the simplest things you can do to get ready for Mass is take a look at the readings, in particular the Gospel, before you go. So, in less than 2 minutes, I want to give you a little explanation of what's coming up this Sunday in the Gospel. For the full readings, I suggest you jump onto the USCCB website or download the Living with Christ app. Either one of them will give you the text that you need. One of the things about coaching little kids soccer, say kids under the age of 6, is you're just trying to teach them how to kick the ball and how to love the game. So you're not worried about offside rules. You're not worried about getting the throw-ins exactly right. You're not worried about a lot of those little things. You can teach them that later on when they get older. You start with the simple things and you build on it. And we learn a lot of things this way. We learn math this way. We learn to read this way. And you could say that what we're hearing in this Sunday's Gospel is a lot like that. Jesus begins the Gospel by saying, "Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish, but to fulfill." Now, what's extraordinary about that is that a lot of people will look at the Gospel and say, well, Jesus in the New Testament is very different than what God was like in the Old Testament. And that's not exactly accurate, because God is God. He didn't change. It's not like the Old Testament God retired and all of a sudden Jesus came along. But what God was doing in the Old Testament was he was preparing us, much like I prepare those younger kids for soccer. So you'll hear Jesus talk about things like murder, like adultery, like lying. And the irony, I guess, with those is that we don't need a law to explain that to us. We know that it's wrong to kill or cheat or lie. But what Jesus is doing is he's like, all right, now you're ready for the next level. Now you're ready to do what God made you to do, to be who God made you to be, and to dive in a little bit further.